I was always taught that it's mirror, signal, maneuver. But it seems to me that everyone today does maneuver, signal, and then maybe thinks about using the mirror. Anyway, welcome to CG Rides. And today I'm having a little ride on my brand new Moto Guzzi V7 850 Special. And this bike is a bit of a looker, to say the least. It's absolutely gorgeous. I actually went to the shop to buy a Royal Enfield. I fancied an Interceptor 650, and then I saw this as I walked in the door, and that was that. But I do also have a Moto Guzzi V85 TT. I've had that for the last 2 years. I really enjoyed it, and so going to a V7, yeah, I fancied something a bit more retro as a second bike, and this definitely fits the bill. So here's a quick first impressions review. I've done about 200 miles on this machine so far, and I guess the first thing that I should say is the check engine light is on. It's started flashing at me about 30 miles away from the dealer, and before I got home it was on constantly. I've spoken to the dealer about it, and they said if the engine's working fine, it's okay to ride it on. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I have to say, I'm pretty disappointed that they haven't phoned me back yet about it. I bought the bike on Friday, it's now Wednesday of the following week, and I still haven't heard from them. In fairness, it was a bank holiday weekend. Oh, look at these corners. Still, you sort of expect when you've bought a brand new bike and spent a lot of money that they might treat you as a priority. Anyway, I'm trying to not let it get me down too much. It's a common thing apparently. It's the oxygen sensors, so that'll be an easy fix. It'll get done under warranty, not really a problem. Let's enjoy the bike, and there's a lot to enjoy. Moto Guzzi have upped the power over the previous generation V7. I've never ridden one of those, so I can't tell you what it was like. I can tell you that this bike has got plenty of power for the type of bike it is. If you're looking for something to rip your arms off, then look elsewhere. But if you just want to have great fun on English back roads like I'm doing today, this bike is a great shout. The V-Twin, it's just got that lovely characterful feel. When we say character, what we mean is that it's a lumpy V-Twin. It shakes the bike around a little bit when you're stopped. It feels great when you go in, you can feel the engine. I like that, I like the vibrations. If you want a super smooth bike, go and get yourself a Japanese inline 4. I prefer a bit of sense of occasion when I'm out riding my bike. And something else that's going for the Moto Guzzi, of course, is shaft drive. I absolutely detest cleaning chains. I'm sure lots of you guys are exactly the same as me. Shaft drive means no chain cleaning. Fantastic. It's a very simple engine as well. It's a air-cooled push-rod V-twin. And let's just get past this car. Lovely. That was a bit of roll on in fifth gear there. No problem at all. Yeah, push-rod V-twin, air-cooled, dry clutch. All adds to the sense of occasion as far as I'm concerned. Nice Italian bike. A little bit more sort of unique, not as common like the Bonnevilles. You know, you see those around everywhere. I guess it doesn't really compare that well to the Bonneville. I think the Bonneville is now a larger engine, a lot more power. Probably the Kawasaki W800 is a more close comparison. I think they're similar on price. This is £8,600 in the UK for this special edition bike. I test rode the Storm. Is it Storm? Have I got that right? And I didn't really like the modern clocks. I don't like the matte black exhaust. I wanted something more retro. So with this bike you get a slightly comfier seat, you get the chrome, and you get the twin clocks, which is nice. Right, let's open it up a bit now down the main road as we join. I probably shouldn't be doing that because it's still in the breaking in period, but I don't think it's an issue. Different people have different opinions on that. I've had a lot of new bikes over the years. I just get on them and ride them without being silly, and I've never had an issue. Ah, interesting. The ECU light just started flashing at me. And now it's got steady again. Yeah, that is a problem, and that's obviously going to put a lot of people off. But I will report back once I've got that fixed. I think it should be fairly straightforward. A bit of an irritation that I'm going to have to take another day out to ride it over to the dealer, which is about an hour away for me. Let's talk about ergonomics. I'm 6'1", and I'm probably... you probably wouldn't want to be riding this bike if you're much taller. I do need to adjust the mirrors. The one on the right hand side, I can't see much out of that unless I crouch down, but I'll get round to that. Otherwise, I found this very comfortable. I've done a couple of longish rides on it. I say longish, I was going quite slow through country lanes and whatnot. So a few hours in the saddle, and I found it pretty comfortable. I've got particularly bad knees, and I haven't had any issue with my knees riding this bike. It's not too far to reach. Yeah, it's great. A little bit too much play in the throttle for my liking. Hopefully that'll get fixed at first service. Otherwise, nicely built, nice build quality, nice switch gear. It's pretty simple. There's not much to it. It's basic stuff. The bike has ABS, obviously. There are 2 traction control modes as well, which is utterly pointless on this bike because it's so planted. Let's talk about handling. It's really nice. I find this bike very easy to ride. I actually traded in a Honda Fireblade for this, and I wasn't disappointed at all on the ride home. I've been looking for something a bit more sedate and license friendly. This definitely fits that bill, but it's good fun. If you want to get on it a bit of a lick on the a fast B road, this is really nice to chuck into bends. It holds its centre of gravity fairly low, and yeah, it feels nice and stable. Naturally, Britain's B roads aren't the smoothest roads in the world, and you'll probably be struggling to find any bike that isn't upset at riding over those kind of roads. So yeah, it does get a little bit bumpy at times, but that's just a product of living in the UK, and the roads don't get done very nicely here. And we got a big queue of traffic as we're coming into town here, so I am just going to go round the roundabout and straight back the way I came. I have no interest whatsoever in sitting in traffic. Let's get back on the open road. So Gearbox, I really like the Gearbox. It doesn't make much noise when you put it into first gear, which is, you know, I'm used to most bikes clunking, but you can probably hear it does clunk into the other gears. When it's cold, it does not want to go in gear. So it's good just to warm the bike up for a couple of minutes before you get going. That seems to do the trick, and then it's lovely when you're riding around. I really like the shaft drive as well. It's nice and responsive. Because the engine is laterally mounted, then it's in direct line for the shaft. That just seems to work better. I had a VFR 1200 back in the day, and that had a really sloppy shaft. But this is good, every bit as good as the BMWs. I've had a 1200, the RS version, and that had a really great shaft drive, and the Moto Guzzis are just as good, I think. I love the noise the engine makes, that thumping V-twin sound, and I think the exhaust sounds really good as well. It's probably not going to come through at all on this video. The stock exhaust though, I think it's loud enough. You can certainly hear it when you're pushing on, much like the V85. You might just be able to hear that now as you sort of push up the rev range. You do get a bit of noise from it. There are aftermarket pipe options, obviously. Whether or not I'm going to do it when I change the pipe, I'm not sure yet. I've been thinking about it, possibly doing a straight through pipe as well, because this particular exhaust has got a catalytic converter built in. Good afternoon, sir. And I found that it's got that slightly eggy smell. Do you remember when catalytic converters were a new thing on cars and they all seem to have this slightly eggy smell? Well, this bike has it. When you pull up at the lights, maybe that's just because it's new and it'll go away, I don't know. I'm not keen on it though. I think a straight through pipe would improve the experience. But I haven't found one that I like the look of yet. I have to do so. So there's I know Mistral make a nice pipe for this. I just don't like the bit where it connects to the existing downpipe. It leaves a bit of a gap in the chrome finish. I'll see if I can find a picture to pop that up. It does sound glorious though from the videos that I've seen with that pipe being demonstrated. Now honestly though, I've done loud pipes before on various different bikes, and on a longer ride they can actually be really irritating and fatiguing. So I'm not going to be in a rush to change it. I like the look of the bike, I like the way it sounds and feels. So I'm going to live with it for a bit longer before I make any decisions like that. Right, we'll just give it a squirt past its learner. Lovely. Clutchless gear changes. They work just fine. Very nice. What a beautiful day. So I'm actually going to take this bike home now and I'm going to jump on my V85. I'm heading up to Wales. I'm going to shoot some more videos for the new channel. If you're interested in tech, that's where I started out in YouTube. Have a look at Monster Geekery. Put a link in the description to my main channel. Just tickling 31,000 subscribers on that if you like computer tech and things like that. It's another one of my interests. Motorcycling though, when it comes to summer, I want to be out on a bike. And I've discovered over the years that motorcycling offers lots of different experiences. You know, I've talked about trading in the Honda Fireblade for this bike, and the Blade offers an experience that's completely different to this bike. And this bike offers an experience, and the V85, that offers a different experience. And they're all great experiences. I love them all. I'm perfectly happy just poodling along down a back road. In fact, I've done so much motorcycling over the last decade that I've explored all of the roads around me, all of the main roads. So I'm starting to kind of go down these single track roads into villages now and just discover new places, and I'm really enjoying that. And I think the V7 is a great bike for that, for a just relaxed, enjoyable ride where you're soaking in the scenery and enjoying the vibes from the engine and that retro cool. And occasionally, you know, you'll ride through a town and you catch a glance at yourself in a shop window, and it's a good look. Love these bends, absolutely love these bends. I'm trying to pick my way through because it was raining yesterday, and look at the trees, it's still a bit greasy. I'm conscious that we got new tyres on this bike, so just taking it easy. And that's the thing with a bike like this, you don't feel pressured to go fast, you can take things at your own pace, it's just really relaxing. People motorcycle for lots of different reasons, but for me it's a real stress relief and something that I need for my mental health. And it's not great if you're having a mental health day and you jump on something like a Fireblade and you just feel the constant need to get past things and use the power. And it's difficult to be self-controlled. So I don't regret getting rid of that one. I've had a few sports bikes over the years, and they don't last long with me. I had the Blade for a year. That's usually enough to scratch the itch. In a couple of years I'll probably be getting another one. But for now I'm enjoying the comfort of the V85, and this retro V7 is a perfect addition. There's no reason why you couldn't go touring on the V7. If you put some luggage on, I believe there are options available. I'm not personally going to do that on this bike, I don't think. I detest carrying backpacks, so I'd have to find some luggage, and I don't want to put a luggage rack on the bike. I think it would spoil the look of it, so I'll have to find some kind of soft luggage alternative, I suppose. if I'm going to do a night away or something. Messed up my gear change there. Oh dear, that's bad. So what else can I tell you about the V7? Clutch action, nice and light, easy to use, no problem at all. Brakes, you got a single disc up front, it's Brembo. Yeah, it works. It's not the most amazing brake I've ever had on a motorcycle, but yeah, it stops, it's fine. Back brake has got a good feel to it. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. Lovely. I don't think there's much else to say really. If you're looking for a retro bike, you don't like bleeding chains, I'll definitely give this one a look. Don't be put off by the power figures. Take one out for a test ride. At legal road speeds, you'll be able to keep up with pretty much anything on roads like these. So it's definitely got a bit more than the Royal Enfield. I tested those bikes back to back actually, and the Enfield is lovely, by the way, absolutely lovely. But yeah, this one's just got a little bit more going for it, I would say, and it looks a bit nicer. But then it also costs a bit more money. Anyway, there's my first impressions of the V7. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch me soon next time. CG Rides.